Mississippi for undergrad, Ole Miss. I was an AOPI there. Our chapter was New Beta, and I was initiated in 2010, and I was an AOPI for all 4 years. So being an alumni of AOPI, to me, always gives me this sense of family. I feel like I live in this big city, and there are so many girls from AOPI that went to Ole Miss that I see around town, and we kind of always pick up where we left off. Whenever I meet a girl that was an AOPI, it's like this instant bond that we have with each other. We've never met, but we have all of these like core values that are instilled with us that we got when we were in school. So I feel like that is probably the most important part to me. For my favorite AOPI memory in school, Ole Miss does rush a little bit differently. We don't do it at the very beginning of the semester. We have to wait like 3 months into the semester before we do recruitment. And it's really, really hard, but it's also super fun because you meet so many girls before you go into rush, and then you all kind of go into different houses. But something that was really cool that happened with a bunch of my friends is we were all friends before, and most of us lived on the same floor of the freshman dorm. And then bid day happened, and we were all running to the house, and we would see our names that were written by people who were members, but then we'd look around and all of our friends were at the same house on bid day. And that was just like the most comforting feeling, and just I'm like smiling so much even talking about it because it was just so cool to see like how we were all truly like had all these amazing friendships, and we were kind of all the same, and then we ended up at the same place. You know, we were home all together. So that was probably one of my favorite memories. And then I've just been friends with these girls since that day. I mean, I'm in a group text message with like 10 of them, and we were all texting literally this morning. So we just foster those friendships and are just this huge support system for each other. I feel like I have always been a songwriter and a musician. Music was always just kind of part of our lives. We always had it going on in the background. I'd go to church, and then I would come home and teach myself all these songs on the piano just by ear. And my mom would walk in and be like, "How do you know that?" And I would just kind of teach it to myself. And I started playing guitar when I was 14, and then I started writing my own music. And I feel like that was a really big outlet for me and like for emotions and feelings, even at like a young age at 14. And then I went off to college, and I studied hospitality management and business, and was an event coordinator, and worked for the PGA Tour for 2 years after college, and realized that I missed singing and I loved writing so much, and that I only have one life, and I kind of wanted to just go for it and see where music would take me. So I just quit my job and decided to reach out to the few people that I knew in Nashville, and long story short, moved up here a couple months after that, and have been here ever since, and kind of made songwriting and music like my life and my lifestyle. I feel like it just put so much like fire underneath me. So after those 3 weeks, I was like, I am not moving back to Florida. I'm definitely staying here. And it kind of just made the dream of Nashville and doing music into a reality. My favorite thing about the music industry is probably co-writing and working with so many talented people here. And each different collaboration that you have with another person, there's something that's always like brought to the table that's completely new. And what you create with another person, you won't be able to create with another person. And I feel like the support there and the community between all of these people who are musicians and producers and songwriters and just creators and photographers and just everyone in this town, I feel like we're all just so supportive for each other, because we're kind of all living the same lifestyle. I've made a couple trips out to LA, just specifically for writing trips to work with different people that I have never met before, and being able to open up to and be vulnerable with, and share parts of your story and your life with them, and help kind of work and collaborate with those people to get to say things that you normally couldn't say yourself. My greatest accomplishment is probably following through all the way with my education. That's just still really important to me, that I was able to work so hard to be able to get my degree, and especially all in 4 years. So that's something that I think is one of my greatest accomplishments. Walking across that stage at graduation, it was like this bittersweet moment, but it was like one of the most proud moments I've ever felt about myself. In music, I think my greatest accomplishment is diving into my dream and not giving up, and moving here to Nashville on a whim and just believing in myself. And I feel like that's something you have to do when you're an artist and a songwriter and a creator. You have to believe in yourself more than anyone else is going to believe in you. I feel like it means to me, like, follow your dreams and like always stay hopeful, and to live life through innovation, always creating, always starting something new, always bringing something new to the table, and believing in yourself and having hope that it'll happen, and also doing it all through love. I feel like I try to apply that with writing music and pursuing this dream and career, but I also want to do it with relationships and new things that I try and do. So I feel like it's kind of a saying that's also come with me throughout my life. Say yes to every opportunity that's presented to you. If your friends are going to a show, absolutely go. Meet and network and become friends with as many people as possible. Connections and community are such a big thing in the music industry. I feel like first impressions and things like that are really important. It's really easy to be swayed in a different direction, once again, by what people think that you should do. Always stay true to your own craft. There's no one that is youer than you. You bring something that's so amazing to the table, and I think just like keep on feeding off of that. Yes, I do. Okay, so I have something really exciting coming up. I, for the past year and a half, have been writing songs for myself, writing songs for others, writing good songs, writing bad songs. It's just all part of the process. But on January 30th, 2019, I'm releasing my first single as an artist. And my artist name is Hayl, Hayl. I got that name from my mom's maiden name, which is also Hayl, spelled a little differently, but that's how they got my name, Haley, and I just feel like that is who I am. But the song is called Wire, and I wrote it with my friend Kella, who's also an artist, and we kind of got in the room one day, and she asked me what was on my heart and what I was feeling, and this song was kind of like a conversation I wanted to have with my boyfriend at the time, and it was just that. The song is kind of a full-on conversation, and it's happy and energetic, and I'm just super excited to put it out. I would sit right next to my producer. His name is Dave Cook. I will plant myself right down next to him, and we will try out so many different sounds and everything. So I am just as much a part as the production process as he is, and that's why we work so well together. But we did this one together, and it was one of the most fun projects we've both ever been a part of. I was singing, I was like, oh, and we ended up reversing it, and that's where this sound comes in. Let's see if I can get it. So that was an actual vocal, and we flipped it and then made it big and then chopped it off, which was kind of cool. And we do that through the whole entire song. So I love to incorporate a lot of different vocals, different harmonies. That's my number one instrument. So it's cool to kind of tag in and fill in all of the spaces with cool vocals. If you guys want to hear my music, and I know you do, you should go to Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Pandora, any music streaming website. You can pre-order it most everywhere right now, but it comes out January 30th. And again, I am Hayl, Hayl, and my single is called Wire.